Can't go on like this. You're not staying for Izzy. I can't go on like this. If I had parents, I wouldn't need this. I won't need it for long. Just once. Just use it once, then I'll put it away forever. Who are you? Where are you? Headmaster? But why?
Please take a seat, Miss Morganstern. We have much to discuss. You've been busy.
You've been spying.
With good reason.
Are you going to arrest me?
I have no authority to arrest you, nor do I wish to, despite the fact that arresting you might be the wisest course of action. Not for what you have done, but for what you are capable of doing.
I'm not capable of anything.
In a sense, perhaps. You have built a very strong cage around yourself. Few people are aware of what you can do. Most of all, you. You have forgotten more magic than many powerful witches and wizards have ever known. And you've done this willingly, deliberately. That requires immense self-control. Frankly, I would have thought it were not possible. And why have you done this? For the hope of love from those too mean or weak to give it. The loss of your parents has created in you the need for acceptance so strange that it has driven you to deny yourself powers that lesser creatures would kill for. Ironically, the same loss and alienation that created the most powerful dark wizard of all time in you has created the best safeguard against such corruption. And yet I wonder if it's strong enough. I wonder if any safeguard could be. Perhaps some powers must be willingly confronted rather than caged. What do you think, Miss Morganstern?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, I believe you do. have always tried to be honest with yourself, Petra. I admire that. Do so now. I am no mere wizard, and you are no mere witch. Do not taunt me with feigned ignorance.
What do you mean I am no mere witch?
May I see your wand?
I don't have it. I keep it in the top drawer of my dresser most of the time. Phyllis doesn't like to see it, so I leave it there.
Except in your sleep.
I have dreams.
You may have no way of knowing this, since your grandfather sadly chose to depart from the wizarding life, but a witch or a wizard seldom goes about without their wand on their person. It is like a limb to them, an extension of themselves. Do you find that curious?
But I seldom see you with your staff. You almost never carry it.
Very true. And do you know why?
Because you don't need it.
In my time, there were those who reviled the very use of wands and staffs. They thought that the use of such magical tools was a weakness, a crutch, that they would breed dependency. And yet even then, it was rare for a witch or a wizard to do true magic without the use of such devices. Realistically, a wand is an essential medium. Without a wand, magic can be directionless, unfocused, diluted to the point of uselessness. But you don't need it. You don't need your wand to do magic, do you, Petra?
Of course I do.
Was it difficult learning to rely on it when you first got it? Was it clumsy, fragile? I've always thought it would be like trying to force a waterfall through a funnel. Was it frustrating, limiting yourself that way? Almost like killing a part of yourself? I'm curious, Miss Morganstern.
The first time I ever held a wand, I remember.
Yes, tell me, please.
It was my 11th birthday. Papa Warren had taken me to a wand shop in Devonshire. Well, it was a shoe store, but it was owned by a wizard named Rufus. He sold wands in a dark room, like a broom cupboard, only it was slightly bigger. And he smelled ancient, like leather, and his hands were as rough as sandpaper. He had arthritis. I could see it, like steel wool bunched in his bones. I could have fixed it, but I didn't know him, and he frightened me a little. He had these narrow boxes on shelves, and he looked at me for a moment, and he grabbed one of the boxes and pulled out a wand. He put it in my hand, and he asked how it felt. I didn't lie. It felt like any other old stick. He laughed, of course, told me to give it a flick. I did, and nothing happened. Well, what I mean is no magic happened. The wand just sort of snapped. I snapped it in two. It wasn't broken, it was dead. I had severed the pieces and broken the core. It was too small. We left with a wand, but I didn't try it. He said he didn't want me to try any other wands. I started small. That was the only way I could learn how to use it. Eventually, it seemed natural. I wasn't aware that I was holding back. My magic just adjusted to it. Like the people in your time said, I got dependent.
You don't know, do you? You still think that your experience with wands is common to that of other witches and wizards. Is that true?
Is it not common?
I like my staff, Petra. It has been with me through many things, through war and disease and death. It's comfortable, but I don't need it. Do you know why? I'm not a wizard, Petra. I am a sorcerer. A sorcerer's magic is much different from a wizard's. It comes not only from within, but from around, from the world all around. A sorcerer can tap into the immense magic of the world at large. He can shape it and wield it and bend it to his desire. That is the source of his power, and that is the meaning of his title. I had once thought that I would be the last sorcerer, and I guessed at least in a sense it's true.
What are you saying?
You are not a witch, Petra.
I'm not... What?
You are a sorceress. The first sorceress on this earth in nearly 1,000 years. The last one was a girl. I trained myself. How you are a sorceress, I do not know. Usually a sorcerer or a sorceress is the seventh child of a seventh child, but that is clearly not the case.
But why me? Why my parents? What did any of us do to get this attention of destiny in such a big way? I don't want this.
I sympathize, Petra, I truly do, but you know the futility of asking. The livelihood of scholars and philosophers may be based upon that very question, but for us those are empty words. We cannot rail against the nature of our identity. We are born this way. Your task, I'm afraid, is clear.
Tell me.
You must maintain your cage.
Maintain it? You can't mean that.
Indeed I do. To those whom much is given, much is required.
I didn't ask for this.
The fact remains, you are more significant than you can possibly know. Your power is terrible, and you have only begun to learn to control it. One day you may need to give vent to that power, but until then you cannot let it control you. Once you give voice to it, it will rule you. Far less power has destroyed stronger beings than yourself. Learn from their mistakes. If you don't...
If I don't?
And there is only one person in this world who can and will oppose you.
I have a dagger.
Indeed, and only you can decide how or if you will ever use it.
you.